What's up guys, today I explain you One Piece pirates who were kicked out of their crews. And don't forget to like this video, subscribe this channel, because we are close to hit the 1,200 followers and now have fun with the video. One Piece pirate crews are generally synonymous with close-knit families regardless of whether they function as heroes, villains, or downright pirates. Families would always have squabbles, and these squabbles have much higher stakes in the pirate world as betrayals are all too common and most times threaten the structure and leadership of a crew. Besides betrayals in the One Piece series, sometimes following and trusting one's captain comes with a whole lot of emotions that are unable to be properly navigated. These tensions often lead to crews falling apart or, in some cases, select members getting forcibly removed, sometimes quite literally when loyalties are strained and goals diverge. Right from when he was introduced, Bellamy was portrayed as a lackey of Doflamingo who wanted to garner the then warlord's support. Unfortunately for him, Bellamy lets his pride go to his head and confronts Luffy. However, the Straw Hat Pirate ended the match in a single blow, humiliating Bellamy. That humiliation cost him as Bellamy was kicked out of Doffy's crew, even if he was only a sub-member. Bellamy's embarrassment is further realized when Doffy further humiliates him during the Dressrosa arc, in which Bellamy goes to beg Doffy to accept him. The small-time pirate got his dreams crushed, but gained a newfound respect for Luffy and decided to forge his own path. Marshall D. Teach is undoubtedly one of the biggest upsets in the One Piece series. Teach went from being a low-key member of the Whitebeard Pirates to being one of the strongest in the One Piece world, and he did it all for the Yami Yami no Mi and worldwide supremacy. After killing his fellow crewmates, Teach abandoned Whitebeard's crew and went on to form his own. However, Whitebeard was never the person to let a traitor go unpunished. When they finally crossed paths, Whitebeard not only confronted Teach but also disowned him, declaring that he was not a son of his. The Straw Hat's favorite sniper and admirer of Elbaf warriors once left the crew, but he was, in fact, literally kicked out. During the Water 7 arc, Usopp and Luffy disagree about the beloved going merry and whether or not they'll be getting a new ship. At that period, Usopp was at his lowest, particularly because he also lost a ton of money that the crew needed. With the pressure mounting, Usopp's insecurities began to surface, and he began to think the crew was looking for a reason to kick him out. Ultimately facing Luffy in a battle, Usopp got his butt kicked and left the crew as a result. Despite growing up together as celestial dragons and eventually as hunted peasants, the brothers Don Quixote Doflamingo and Rocinante turned out very different. While Rocinante inherited his father's ideals, Doflamingo swore vengeance on everyone who contributed to his suffering and started a pirate crew. His pirate crew operated like a family, but Rocinante turned out to be a spy for the world government. Rocinante initially left the crew with Trafalgar Law to search for the Ope no Mai. On finding out and catching up to his brother, Doflamingo had no qualms, officially expelling the traitor from his crew by killing him in cold blood. Many would find Sanji to be an unusual inclusion on this list. However, remembering that Sanji's mentor and savior, Red Leg Zeph, was once a pirate and operates his floating restaurant, Barity, like a crew, the pieces come together. Sanji always had a dream of finding All Blue, but he could never steel himself to leave his mentor. When Luffy came along and declared Sanji his cook, the stubborn Baka cook didn't want to leave out of gratitude for Zeph despite Luffy's persistence. Eventually, Zeph had no choice but to kick him out. While it was a farewell by expulsion, it remained a joyful and necessary one as Sanji finally steeled himself to move toward his goals. Initially introduced as a member of the worst generation, Drake was seen as an upcoming and promising pirate in the world of One Piece. However, after his encounter with Kaido, he apparently swore his allegiance to the then Emperor of the Sea and was one of his Tabi Rappo. Unfortunately for Drake, his lies were uncovered during the Wano arc, and he was revealed to be a member of Sword and a spy for the world government. On finding out his true identity, King, Queen, and Hawkins effectively kicked him out of the Beast Pirates, leaving him with no other choice but to temporarily ally with the Straw Hats to survive.